partners?
What's up guys, Matt back again, and this is the Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball Fantastic Adventure, and in today's video we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the entire set. Before we start the video, I want to let you guys know that today's sponsor, Jump Ichiban, is collaborating with me to do a giveaway of Prize A in this set. A brand new Prize A Goku and Bulma on the motorbike is being given away by Jump Ichiban. All you have to do is follow me and Jump Ichiban on Instagram, like the Instagram post linked in the description below, and tag a friend in the comments section of that Instagram post. So thank you, Jump Ichiban, and now a quick word from our sponsor. This video was sponsored by Jump Ichiban. Jump Ichiban is an online retailer that sells Dragon Ball figures, CDs, DVDs, card games, and so much more. When buying on their website, you can find exclusive Dragon Ball figures straight out of Japan that get delivered extremely fast. And I'm not talking just Dragon Ball either. If you're into One Piece, My Hero Academia, or others, they sell all of them. And if there are items that you don't see listed on their website, you can reach out to their passionate team to help find specialized items just for you. The best part about Jump Ichiban is their loyalty program where you get cash back on every order. If you're not interested in the cash back, then you can save today using my discount code MatchesPeaches10 to get 10% off of your first order. If you want to continue to use their service and support me, you can use my other discount code MatchesPeaches5 to get 5% off of every future order afterwards. So go check out Jump Ichiban and get your collection growing. Thank you very much for sponsoring today's video, and now back to the video. This Kuji begins with the first characters we meet at the genesis of Dragon Ball, Goku and Bulma as they ride off in Bulma's motorbike. For those who don't know, Bulma and Goku were our primary focus in the early episodes of Dragon Ball. In fact, Bulma seemed to have more of a prominent role than Goku during the first arc of the show, as Toriyama was still fleshing out what direction he wanted to take Goku. The figure itself is based on the first chapter of Dragon Ball when Bulma and Goku ride off. Now, I want to be clear that while this video is a review of Ichiban Kuji figures, these are not Master Lee's figures. With that in mind, I do think this is a wonderful choice for a figure, as the designs of these characters are something I'm really to see more of, especially Bulma. I also love the idea of motorbike figures recently, like in Dragon Ball Snap Collection. The likeness of both figures are fantastic too. They look nearly identical to their manga counterparts, and really the only negative would be the fact that their faces are only painted on instead of sculpted in. You can usually tell when this is the case on a Kuji figure when it lacks layers, depth, and detail. They still look pretty good in the face, especially for smaller figures. Now, the sculpt is a bit of a mixed bag for me. I love how the bike looks and think that Bulma and Goku themselves look good with their layered and textured clothes and hair. However, the base under the bike is ugly to me, as it's trying to emulate the action lines of the manga page, and it doesn't really translate well to a plastic base. This figure would have been much better with a standard clear base or just some special supports for the wheels. I'm also not very impressed in the plastic glass used for the hood of the bike, as straight out of the box it was covered in some type of residue, likely from the manufacturing process, and it was still a pain to get it off. It will likely be quite the noticeable attractor for dust, which may be a common theme in this set. I find the paint and shading to also be lacking on the figure. While Goku and Bulma have accurate, bright colors for their sculpts, there's almost no shading on the figure. They only include the bare minimum by adding shading to the bottom of the bike. It looks good, but makes the rest of the figure look very flat in comparison. When it comes to the size and scale of the figure, it certainly doesn't scale well with modern Ichiban Kuji figures and is a bit of a smaller release. I still think they're a serviceable size, but for the prices this is currently selling for, I don't believe the market is justifying their asking price with the size and quality that we receive. Even with its many faults, I still find this figure somewhat charming and can easily say it's the best figure in this set. Up next, we have a pretty puzzling prize in this set, and it's a Bulma Bust with a mirror and storage compartment. Never did I expect to see Bandai push a Dragon Ball figure that is a collectible, but also a practical piece for the bathroom. Personally, I'm not really interested in getting something like this for myself, so I donated this piece to my fiance after I finished this review. But even then, she just has it resting on her desk. It's just a very odd choice for a Kuji prize. What isn't an odd choice is the reference for the figure, which is Bulma during the first ending animation for Dragon Ball with one of my favorite songs, Romantic I Get You. It's a wonderful animation that has many references to Toriyama's manga illustrations, and the song is a soft but impactful banger with an amazing guitar solo. If I wouldn't get flagged for copyright, I'd definitely be playing it right now. Bulma's likeness is really good. She definitely has the same stylistic approach as all of the other figures in this set, being that her face doesn't look as though it was highly detailed in a sculpted approach, but rather was just painted on. Yes, it lacks some detail because of that, but I think it looks eerily similar to the ending animation's Bulma. I think my overall biggest issue with this Kuji prize is the sculpt. There are just so many conflicting elements to it. The bust itself looks good with some textured strands of hair and clothes on Bulma, but I'm not really into busts of figures. I'd prefer to have a full body Bulma, as busts always feel like an incomplete figure to me. The storage compartment is handy and clearly looks like it was meant to house pens or toothbrushes, but feels cheap like the same little storage compartments you might find at the dollar store. The worst part of this sculpt is the mirror. I was impressed with how clear the mirror was, but as I tried to clean it, immediate scratches were seen and left on it that can be easily seen when held up to a light. It looks and feels cheap and is completely unnecessary for a collector like myself. It's also going to attract a ton of dust over time, so it's high maintenance on top of all that. The size of the figure is just fine. I think it's a somewhat big piece, almost like a medium-sized diorama, but it's hard for me to judge due to it also being a bust of Bulma. It clearly doesn't scale well with any other Kuji figures, but is a decent size, being the biggest prize in the set. I think this Bulma is an overall mixed mess of a prize for me. It's not something that appeals to myself, nor do I think it appeals to the larger audience watching these videos and collecting Dragon Ball figures. I can see this and many of these figures winding up on bargain sales in the very near future. I wanted to show a few of the small prizes I got along with my set. Jump Ichiban was kind enough to throw in the big acrylic of Goku and his friends in this set, and a poster of Bulma. Make sure you guys go check out their site after this video so you can get some Japanese exclusive items like these and some of the fastest shipping times I've ever experienced. I got this entire Kuji set within 5 days of its release. The acrylic has lovely art, but maybe I'm putting this on wrong, but the bottom of the stand does not lie flat with the top wedged in. This is a first for me collecting these large acrylics, and I'm not sure if I'm a fan of them doing this as opposed to the flat ones I've gotten. The Bulma poster is great and also has a Toriyama manga reference in it. I'm probably gonna frame this as Bulma is one of my favorite characters and easily the best girl of the series. There are other prizes and posters in this set, as you can see here on the screen. I actually have the big capsule house cushions and the lovely milk bottles from Roshi's training coming very soon. If you'd like me to follow up and make some YouTube shorts for these, please let me know in the comments. But without further ado, let's talk about that last one prize. Our last one prize is another Kid Goku figure with a very different art style. I know we've gotten many Kid Goku figures, but I do love this unique look for the character. It's based on a beautiful illustration by Akira Toriyama of Goku with rain boots, alternate colors, an umbrella, a bird on his tail, and a very different art style for his face. Now, I have seen a few people unhappy with Goku's likeness. I'll admit that during the reveal of this set a few months ago, I was also fairly disappointed with how his face looked. But now that I've seen him in person, I can say that his face is much better than I expected. I think it looks good, but of course it is one of those figures with a face painted on rather than sculpted in with painted features. That's truly the only problem I see with the likeness, and think he looks cute and pretty accurate to the manga for the most part. Now, the absolute worst part of this figure is the sculpt. Where to begin with this thing? While the direction for Goku is great and the umbrella is well crafted, the rest of the figure is a cheap mess. Goku's hair has been pieced together, so you can see the deviating line at the top of his head and all of his spikes pieced in instead of looking like a single hairpiece. The hair also lacks any detail or depth. Goku also comes on a clear base, and while he can stand without it if he's not holding the umbrella, then I think that kind of defeats the purpose of the unique look for the figure. Something that royally upset me during this review is the fact that this last one prize was missing a crucial piece of it out of the box for me. I don't know if you can tell by the video, and I'll give you a second to guess it. Please let me know in the comments if you picked this up and this also happened to you. My Goku was missing his bird that was supposed to be resting on his tail. I mean, you can still see his feet have been cheaply painted onto his tail, but the rest of him is gone. The peg he attaches to is still there, but no matter where I looked in the box, packaging, my office, or even checking back the unboxing footage, he was gone. And I confirmed that this was factory sealed. I never got him in the box. That's so unacceptable, and if the figure is cheap enough for pieces to go missing like that during manufacturing, then don't even bother making it a Kuji. The paint and shading of this figure is perfect. I can't deny that. He's got shading on his skin, clothes, and shoes. It looks good, and the colors are very accurate and unique for Goku. Now back to the bad news, the size is laughably small. He is the smallest figure in the set, and one of the smallest Kid Goku figures on the market. There's simply no point in spending close to $100 for such a small figure like this. I think this entire release is a joke, and this Kid Goku, along with the majority of this Kuji, from the figures to even the small prizes, has been my least favorite Kuji opening that I can think of. So those are my thoughts on Ichiban Kuji Dragon Ball Fantastic Adventure, and I gotta say I'm immensely disappointed in this set. My expectations were already pretty low, judging by the pictures and the direction that they were going in this set. There's only 3 figures in the set total, and even some of the small prizes that I've gotten so far didn't really land as I thought that they would. So this might be a contender for the worst Ichiban Kuji that I have ever owned and reviewed. But those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you like this video and you made it this far, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, if you want to go even further beyond and become a YouTube member, consider doing so. Starting at $3, that gives you permanent access to our growing Discord community of collectors just like you, and of course, Dragon Ball fans just like like all of us. That way we can play games, talk Dragon Ball, talk figures, do buy, sell, trade, whatever you need in this community. And of course, you can check the links down in the description below to see if you want to buy any of these figures if you are interested in this set. I have affiliate links for Amazon, Entertainment Earth, and of course, links to Jump Ichiban. Don't forget to check them out. Use my discount code MatchesPeaches10 to get 10% off your first order. Use my discount code MatchesPeaches5 to get 5% off of every future order after that. And take part in that giveaway. That's a giveaway on top of this month's giveaway, even though this Kuji's already been given away. But there's another giveaway on top of that. So go check out our Instagram pages and take part in that. But I think that's all I've got for you guys today. So until the next video, I will see you all later.